Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves, because today we're diving into the world of asymmetry, Italian flair, and American six-cylinder defiance. This car is so lopsided, it makes my friend Timmy's DIY haircut look symmetrical. Introducing the 1961 Plymouth Asimmetrica Roadster by Ghia, a one-off concept so rare, mysterious, and delightfully unbalanced that it may very well be the world's only sports car with a designer personality disorder. Now, before we get rolling, slam that subscribe button like you're shifting into third with a Hyper-Pak Slant-Six roaring under the hood. Let's rewind to 1961. Chrysler was feeling spicy. They'd just unleashed the flame-tongued asymmetrical Plymouth Exner a year earlier, a concept car so outrageous that even Italian designers had to sit down and re-evaluate their espresso intake. The man behind the madness? None other than Virgil Exner, Chrysler's styling boss and certified chrome whisperer. While the Exner wowed crowds with its comic book cool, it was never meant for public roads. The solution? Exner and his buddies at Ghia cooked up a sequel, sleeker, subtler, and just a little more realistic. If realistic means slapping one headlight on the fender and the other in the grille like a Picasso sketch on wheels. Ghia debuted the Asymmetrica quietly at the 1961 Turin Motor Show. So quietly, in fact, that they didn't even slap a badge on it. Just Asymmetrica, like Madonna or Cher or Bob's newest theory that Elon Musk is an alien sleeper agent sent to distract us from interdimensional lizards. The car then popped up in Geneva, where it did something most concept cars never do. It sold. Right off the stand. French mystery novelist Georges Simenon, yes, the creator of Inspector Maigret, spotted it, fell in love, and bought it for his wife, Denise. He later wrote, "I am struck by a splendid flame-red car with a new and unseen line. I am fascinated by the model." And just like that, the car became a literary plot twist in itself. Only one Asymmetrica Roadster was ever officially built, though rumors swirled that Ghia hoped to make 25. The Asymmetrica stands as a one of one, a unicorn, a Valiant in Gucci sunglasses. And yes, that's the twist. Beneath the flowing fiberglass curves, an asymmetrical drama beats the heart of a humble Plymouth Valiant. Ghia took the compact sedan's chassis, wheelbase of 106.5 inches, 2,705 millimeters, and redressed it with hand-laid fiberglass and aluminium panels. The drivetrain came straight from Chrysler's parts bin too, but not just any Slant-Six. This was the Hyper-Pak version, Chrysler's answer to anyone who thought six cylinders were for lawn chairs and mopeds. This particular Slant-Six displaced 170 cubic inches, or 2.8 liters. In stock form, it made a modest 101 horsepower, but with the Hyper-Pak upgrades, long ram intake, tubular cast-iron headers, and a burly Carter 4-barrel carb, it was breathing much more fire. Most estimates peg its output between 140 and 150 horsepower, though some enthusiasts claim as much as 196 horses with high-compression tuning. And let's face it, if Timmy's can get 300 horsepower out of a blender and some NOS stickers, anything's possible. The engine paired with a 3-speed manual transmission and a 3.55-to-1 rear axle ratio, stock Valiant bits, but when wrapped in this Italian tuxedo, they felt like something special. Suspension? Also Valiant grade. Up front, torsion bar independent setup. Out back, solid axle with asymmetric leaf springs. Brakes? Drums on all four corners, which means if you planned on stopping quickly, you'd better start yesterday. Size-wise, the Asymmetrica was a proper road presence. 192.5 inches long, about 4.8 meters, 9.7 inches wide, 1.7 meters, and weighing around 2,822 pounds. Or 1,280 kilograms. Seating was 2+2, though I imagine the back seats were more symbolic than comfortable. Top speed? With the Hyper-Pak setup and prop tuning, the Asymmetrica could exceed 130 miles per hour, about 209 kilometers per hour. That's cooking. 0 to 60 in about 12 seconds, quarter mile in the mid-18s, respectable numbers for a six-cylinder cruiser dressed like a 1960s rock star. Fuel economy, though? Let's just say it drank like Timmy on a Friday night. Chrysler engineers noted Hyper-Pak Valiants lost 2 miles per gallon over stock, and when your baseline was already mediocre, well, you get the picture. But the real story isn't in the numbers, it's in the eccentricity. This car had a single headlight pod on one side, a traditional lamp in the grille on the other. The hood bulge was off-center and the tail fin followed suit. It looked like it had been caught mid-wink. It had a folding canvas top, proper windshield, and miracle of miracles, actual door handles. Let's talk design, because the Asymmetrica wasn't just a visual prank, it was a statement. Virgil Exner and the folks at Ghia didn't just scribble a bunch of asymmetrical lines and call it art. This thing had philosophy. It carried the design DNA of its predecessor, the 1960 XNR, but where the XNR was brash and raw, a space race speedster from the pages of a pulp comic, the Asymmetrica smoothed the edges, added some civility, and gave it a windshield that wouldn't slice your face off. That offset hood bulge and single rear fin? Still there. But now you got things like usable doors, a roof that didn't require prayers to deploy, and styling that whispered madness instead of screaming it from a megaphone. And then there's the market story. The Asymmetrica was never meant to be sold, and yet, boom, it got bought right off the Geneva show floor in 1962 by Simenon, who apparently never asked for a dealer discount or even floor mats. Chrysler didn't assign it a sticker price, so there's no MSRP to convert. For context, a standard 1961 Plymouth sedan was about $2,850, which is around $28,000 in today's money. But the Asymmetrica wasn't a sedan. It was a concept, a sculpture, a prototype in a red cocktail dress. That made it priceless, or at least auction-worthy. In 2018, RM Sotheby's finally gave us a number. The Asymmetrica hit the block in Monterey and sold for $335,000, roughly $380,000 in 2025 dollars. That's not hypercar territory, but remember, this is a one of one. Some whispered that a second prototype existed, possibly hidden in Europe. But despite decades of rumors and wishful sightings, only chassis number 1122224086 has ever surfaced. One journalist even went hunting through Geneva records to find evidence of a second build, but came up emptier than Timmy's sobriety pledge during fishing season. What makes the Asymmetrica special, beyond its one-of-a-kind status, is that it encapsulated a specific moment, when America's swagger met Italy's finesse. When post-war optimism said why not, and designers actually listened. It was the tail end of the jet age, before safety regulations, bean counters, and wind tunnels shaved off all the personality. And for one flicker in time, Chrysler let its hair down and let Italy drive. So, what's our final verdict on the 1961 Plymouth Asimmetrica Roadster by Ghia? It was absurd, beautiful, fast enough, and so rare it basically qualifies as mythical. It didn't have fancy brakes or groundbreaking suspension. It wasn't the fastest or the lightest or the most practical, but it had soul. It had the nerve to be weird. And it delivered that sacred blend of function and fantasy that only concept cars truly dare to touch. Huge thanks to our channel members for making episodes like this possible. Until next time, stay curious, stay weird, and if you ever see a car with one headlight in the grille and another on the fender, make an offer.